Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we are going to be uploading the weekly Hangout Immortal Portal episode, which is where a bunch of us Aftershock content creators and players get together to talk about a variety of different topics in the Diablo Immortal community. And then we obviously do the show over live on Twitch on my Twitch stream, but I will also upload it every week to this channel. And eventually, I'm working on a page where it will automatically integrate on our website, diablopro.gg as well. So this is going to be more of a podcast, long form style content that you would listen to while you're doing something else, maybe farming Diablo Immortal and grinding open world XP or something. So going to be a long video where we talk about all sorts of different stuff from preparing for Hell 3, as some of your servers are going to be hitting that point soon, the daily routine of what to make sure you're getting done every day, the first update expectations as the new battle pass switches over, and then the state of the community, the mindset of the Diablo Immortal players in general. And then at the end, we'll take a couple questions from the chat during live Q&A. So let's get into it. I have the first topic written down as Hell 3 prep. So I know we've been kind of talking about it already, and we kind of discussed it, but I think the general sentiment is kind of wait until your server Paragon is what, 75, 74, and then make that push for 80, and make sure you're doing as much Hell 3 open world farming as you can, so that when you do hit 80, you've got a decent amount of 3, 4, 5 level 80 drops that are ready for upgrades. Does that sound accurate to you guys?
I think it depends on what your goal is, but yeah. I mean, there's not really I think we were just talking about it, where there's not really a reason to push. Like, I'm like 3, 4 Paragon levels behind like the top people, and the difference between me and the top people is I've had a little bit of a life the last few days. That's about it.
Yeah, but they grind overall. Comparing that to the people who grind on penalty, they have overall more resources farmed. Okay, so more enchanted dust, more scraps, and of course more legendaries. So they on average have more triple stats just because of more time spent.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
That's where the difference is.
And it's not guaranteed to drop.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm tied, or I was tied with the top player on our server, and the guy literally had 6 triple stat legendaries while I had 0.
Lamau?
And they grind at about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all RNG. It's there's no. But that's how it was in Diablo 3. I mean, there was no guarantee for Primal Ancient, right?
Well, yeah, but you got like 100 times more loot in Diablo 3, so with a larger sample size, the RNG was a lot less brutal. Like, in this game, you're getting 2 legendaries an hour. In Diablo 3, you got 100 an hour. So, like, the RNG is 50 times more brutal in terms of having, like, bad streaks bite you in the ass.
Yeah, and there seems to be no pity system other than the 1 legendary a day guarantee.
Yeah, well, yeah, from the Ancient or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's almost 1 legendary a day guaranteed from gambling. It's close. It's like you can gamble 20 a day, and it's about 1 out of every 25. So, yeah, you can kind of.
I feel is decently generous. Like, I don't really have any complaints about the gold gambling.
I was actually surprised. I was running a test over a few days, and almost every day I've gotten 1 to 2 legendaries. It's actually pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels.
I'm saving all of mine once I reach 80. I'll do that.
I started doing that myself.
Yeah, when I first started, I had like a brutal stretch where I didn't get a single legendary for like 200 or 300 gambles, but now it's been evening out the RNG. I got like 3 yesterday or something, so yeah, it's been evening out. Well, then it sounds like we're pretty much on board then with Hell 3 prep, unless anybody has anything to add that we missed out on. It seems pretty self-explanatory, I guess.
There's not really a lot to like teach about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube comments will be YouTube comments, but I've gotten so many of them that are like, "Oh my goodness, what do you mean? You just wait till Paragon 80 and everyone can do it." It's like people don't understand like the value you're getting from upgrades from 74 to 80. If you're farming Hell 2, is just going to be completely like negated when you get to Paragon 80 when you can get better stat at it.
That's the problem with how they gate it, is in these little windows where you're shifting, things become so worthless. I don't know, it's kind of weird how it's designed. But
I like it in the sense that you can do a big jump and take on. It's like an advantage that you can get even if you are like a low spender compared to the higher spenders. Like you can get that small boost and compete for a little bit of time, and then they'll catch up by Paragon 90 or 100. They'll catch up just through general farming, even just rifts. If they do only Elder Rifts, they'll catch up with the legendaries.
You don't actually get a ton of combat rating from paying. I think that's
you get them from the gems.
Yeah, well, for example, the difference between someone like me and the top whales is not a huge difference. Like,
don't we have like a necro that's like 2,900 right now?
Yeah, I think that's John's souls right now. I think he is.
Because I look
ours has
like
3K, the highest one.
He's like almost 3K combat rating. And he's not even 80 yet.
Yeah.
Ours is level 65. But he's at 10k damage, 110k health.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Insane.
We have no one like that on our server, but we're getting close.
It's I saw somebody screenshot his profile and put it on Reddit. I was like, oh, yep, I know that guy. I know that barbarian. He's in our clan.
Oh my goodness, I just got 2 Legos and a warband chest from the bestiary. Okay, that RNG is evening out too. I had a stretch of 10 brutal days on that.
That's good.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, well, the next topic I had written down, since we kind of covered health 3 prep, and like Darth said, it's, you know, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I know some people were curious about it, is the daily routine. You know, just quick for a few minutes, are there any tips or things that you definitely shouldn't be missing out on? Like we talked about the gambling and making sure you're going there and saving up gold. Does anybody have any quick tips on the daily routine or anything they want to add on that topic?
You should be using your keys every day, at least the first 5 chests. That's what I do.
The aspirant keys?
Yeah, the first 5. First room.
Yeah, because you
recorded a video about this, actually.
Yep, I saved up enough to do a max run on the aspirant keys, so I was going to like show that and then talk about the way to do it efficiently. And yeah, every day you should be going into the Ibn Fods or whatever it's called and clearing up to the first door, because they'll drop like, I think it's 3 to 5 keys or so.
I think it's 4 keys every day.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it's 4, or some people told me 5, but I've only got 4 so far.
Pretty sure
and
it's
I
4.
stopped counting. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a good tip. You want to make sure you're doing every day. And cold brews. So you don't think you should ever save up your maximum and then go for it?
You can save it because the extra chest kind of averages out to a higher key to reward ratio. I think the last time I calculated it was like 4.5 of those of that currency per key. And then it goes a little bit higher because of that extra chest in the end. And there's a bonus chance for a bonus chest throughout, you know, you opening all the chests. So by the end of the 21st chest, you should get like a good average. But you have to have the 377 or whatever the number is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a scam because the last room is purposefully lower unless you've opened that last chest. So if you can't open all of them, don't open any of them in the last room.
Oh, yeah, because you could get screwed and not get the bonus chest. Yeah.
Yep.
The one before the final one is actually, it costs 36 keys, and then the final chest costs 40 keys. It usually jumps by 2 per chest, but that one jumps by 4. So it's even higher cost. And it gives you the extra ones from the bonus chest on the 21st. So yeah, it's
such a scam.
All planned. Yeah.
It's such a scam.
Planned to scam.
One of the many.
Yeah, just do them all if you have no
One of the
keys
things
every
that
day.
you have to be careful of.
Yep. And then also every day doing your 3 PvP matches. Something you definitely want to at least participate in the 3 PvP. Do any of you do the gambling for like the jewelry and stuff, or do you guys just do the 10 of each?
No. I only do the stuff that matters.
Yep.
Yeah, usually I'll have like my armor will be triple stats, so I'll only do the weapons for the day too. Like depends on what my gear is like. Like if I'm looking for, I already have triple stats, I'm not gonna gamble that piece of gear. You know, like there's no point really.
Does the difficulty matter? Like if you flop it over to H3, will you get H3 gambles even if you can't wear them yet, or does it scale off like your level?
It's the challenger
level.
Challenge rift.
Yes. And
if you
Paragon
clear
level.
challenge rift. Yeah, I'm not sure about Paragon.
So
but if you don't,
bonuses you get from challenge rifts don't activate until you reach the respective Paragon level.
yeah, but if you don't beat the challenge rift, you will not get it, even if you're at level 80 Paragon.
True.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like challenge rift 60 or something.
For healthy.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Anything else? You definitely want to do like 2 hidden layers every day, right?
Do your dang Heliquary.
Your daily Heliquary?
Yeah, your Monday, Thursday. This is something that I keep seeing people forget about. Like, people were like, what, it resets twice a week? Monday, Thursday, you got to do your Heliquary.
If you want your Scoria.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
yeah,
for the
it's
raid.
free CR. It's free CR, yeah.
Now, somebody left a comment on my video saying the Heliquary combat rating only helps raids, and I was like...
That's not...
No, you see the flat upgrade on your CR.
I know, but I've seen like multiple people say that, like all over Reddit and stuff, so I wonder if like Maxroll or some website did an article talking about that, because a lot of people seem to think that for some reason.
They're just misunderstanding the bonuses, like the blocking and stuff, where it says challenge rift
Yeah,
only. Like they think
those
that
are
means
for
all
challenges,
bonuses.
yeah.
Yep, that's what I kind of thought.
I mean, I've had a million comments say that you could put 5-5-star legendary gems in the resonance system, and that's just wrong. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you have to put 2 stars and...
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 2 5-stars and 3 2-stars, but everyone's like, no, you have to calculate 5 5-stars. I'm like, it's literally just not even possible, guys. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes 2-star gems and stuff.
Yeah, you just didn't do the math right, though, Shot.
yeah, you're right, man.
You're letting the people down with this bad math.
I had somebody leave a comment on my channel last night that they reported me to YouTube for covering Diablo Immortal.
Good for them. Finally, they're making a stand.
I was like, what? Is that against the law or something?
Yeah, how dare you?
All right, cool. That's did we miss anything, or is that all the daily routine stuff that needs to happen?
I mean,
So
bounties, shadow contracts. You do your
that's a good
shadow
topic.
shit every day.
Are bounties worth it? A lot of people don't even do them.
They're worth
I mean,
it
I
if you're
do 'em.
solo.
Yeah, like
The what? Bounties?
yeah.
I do them.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, they're worth it because I do defend the vault, and during that time, we just have to wait and do nothing. So instead of waiting and doing nothing, I have to go and do my bounties. And then the one person that has to be the one sitting on the entrance takes the waste of time. Does the yeah.
The peak
It's-
bounty
it's-
efficiency right there.
That's yeah. If I don't do that, I'm gonna be wasting 4 hours a day.
If you want to know the peak efficiency, just go watch Darth's latest video on how he completed all his bounties in the PvP Battleground queue.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, he was trying to get into. Well, are you legendary,
Impossible.
Darth?
Is that the pro
What
tip?
kind of rank are you?
Yeah, I'm in legend. I don't know exactly. I'm like rank 4 or something.
Right.
He's a
Quite
necro.
a lot
It
of
doesn't
it.
count. It's not fair.
It's very fun. I'm a big fan of the game.
He just drops bone pillars and collects wins.
That is the most OP mechanic in the game.
I think black
you can
hole's
actually destroy
pretty
the Immortal
ridiculous.
Zone.
Yeah, I think wizards are the dumbest thing in the game,
Like-
actually. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Wizards are so strong in PvP, by the way.
it's
I
just
find them very strong.
it's just auto death. They just black hole and you're dead. They're like there is no. I mean, you have to like get them to waste it, but if they don't waste it, like, you're dead.
Even more than that, if they set up the ice crystal and laser it, they can literally auto hit you, like it auto targets, and they hit you 2 screens away.
They have
It's
the
like, how do you
longest
deal with
range in the
that?
game.
Yeah, it extends so much.
Yeah, it's so
I,
stupid.
I
Like,
run
mean,
Conjuration. I have to run it. Because I
yeah,
die.
I get that. Oh, that's so dumb, man.
Yeah, nothing's more annoying than the bone pillars, but the thing I fear the most is black hole. Because it's like, oh, I got hit with black hole, I'm dead. Okay, time to respawn.
Yep.
They'll
Yeah,
definitely
I
have
agree
to adjust
100%.
that.
Necros are definitely the most rage-inducing, but the wizards are the worst to fight against.
Thing with Necros, you just have to be like really smart at the game in order to play it, so it's balanced.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
That's right. That's right.
Only the most intelligent, most handsome people can play Necro at a high level.
That's kind of, that is a sentiment I can get on board with. Cool, well then, let's transition to the next topic here, where we've got first update expectations, because we've got the Battle Pass coming to a close, so we should be getting some sort of change like that soon here. So what are you guys thinking, realistically, we're going to see in the first update?
Bug fixes.
I hope it's more than
Unbelievable.
bug fixes and new packs.
I bet
I
it's
think it's gonna
probably
be
bug
nothing.
fixes and new packs, yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
That's
the new
exactly
beta
what I
boss.
think it's gonna be.
I fear that like half my clan's gonna quit if that's the
Yep.
case. Yeah, at least you guys can recruit.
What do you mean?
Barely. There's no one on our server in general that wants to come to Aftershock. They're all tribal mentality. Kill
Everyone's
Aftershock.
already like in clans. At this point, it's
Yeah.
like we have a bunch of people, they have a bunch of people. See what happens.
Yeah, what we need is a server crunch. You know, we're going off on a tangent, but yeah, pretty soon here we need a server crunch to get like extremely robust and healthy active servers. I hope they don't wait like 6 months to do that.
Oh, it's the new world thing happening again.
How long did they take on New World to crunch it?
Don't
Too
know.
That
long.
game was dead in a matter of minutes after launch.
Yeah, the New World. Yeah,
No, we actually played it for a good 2 weeks.
Did we get 2 weeks out of it?
I probably got
so.
like 10 days out of actively
Yeah.
trying in New World before I gave up.
The problem with New World is completely different than this game, though, is that like they didn't let people join the servers once they were full. So like, my server had no new players because you couldn't join it. So I was stuck with 3 other players that were playing the game.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard for devs to get this stuff right, but yeah, so when technically are we supposed to get the next Battle Pass? It should be like any day
3
now.
days? It's like 3 days, right? It's whenever the current one ends.
The current one ends in, let's see, for me, 3 days, 6 hours.
Okay.
This is our server reset time.
Well, hopefully it's a big week then, but I'm with Veiled. At this point, getting your hopes up would be kind of silly.
Yeah, there's just not going to be a fatty update. Let's be honest. I'll be amazed if they address like any of the monetization issues. If they say anything about legendary gems or address any of the negative PR, I'll be mind fucked.
Yeah, there's no
be
way.
honest,
A whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, there's no way.
I'll be impressed if they fix the bugs.
They
That's
fixed a
all
lot
me
of them, to be
impressed.
fair. A lot of the PvP
Which
ones are
one?
good. Yeah.
Which one of the bugs? There's so many.
All of most of them is like if they do a nice bug fix, I'll be like, okay, that's actually quite solid. It's a good update. That was
Just
my
the bug fix
expectation.
is not gonna be enough. Just fixing what has to have been fixed. You know, the 4 years in development.
Yeah, we have low expectations, I guess, but I don't really see a realistic option here for.
Yeah,
I
we're
just don't see it. What's gonna happen?
I was talking to Veiled about this in one of our times we were hanging out, but like, so in Diablo 3, it took them about a year to actually change the monetization system. So yeah, something like that is probably gonna be a while away. I'm just hoping I mean, even like rebalancing would be cool, but gosh, you know, and another thing is, you know, new gems and stuff, like new 1 stars, new 2 stars, new 5 stars, stuff like that. But I'm with you guys. I don't think we're getting anything like that with the first battle pass. Maybe the second one.
We may get a new gem that's gonna be on like a guaranteed pack, like the Blessing of the Worthy was. Maybe we get that.
That'd be a nice one.
Get a bottle of one or something as the next one.
Seeping Bile.
Jade?
Yeah.
Our hopes are too high, guys.
No. Probably gonna be a Bottle Hopes, Vincent with my luck.
It'll be chipped stone flesh. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, it'll be one of the bad ones.
Yeah, I've got a 4-star Vincent that's just not selling.
Yeah, I got a
have an
4-star
absolute-
finally, and it's a chip to the stone flesh, and it's literally worthless. It's like I could sell it for like 50K.
Oh, wow.
Is that how much it goes from your server?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's basically free. Like no one, there has to be a buyer for it to sell. So there's literally no one that's gonna buy it.
Yeah. Also, the market is so dependent on just people constantly buying packs that it's so stupid.
It's the thing that I've said is like the people who are contributing to the market are people who are spending $300 or more, because most people are going to buy the nice packs that show up at the beginning of the game. Most people are going to pick up like the guaranteed blessing. Most people are going to do all that.
Well, most
people are gonna pick up the
spenders.
battle pass,
I don't know about
right?
most people.
Yeah, well, that's but after that, like the only way you get gems on the market is if you buy the eternal orbs.
Yeah, because you can't even. Yeah, there is no way to like farm it or anything.
So it's gotta be
you have to
people
buy
who are spending like $300 or more.
Yeah. You have to buy the worst value packs to actually be able to sell gems.
So silly.
That's by design, though. In order for you to make platinum, they want you to kind of be forced to do that. They're trying to drive incentive to spend, obviously, but we've talked about monetization for 1,000 hours at this point. Well then, next, I think we're all kind of on the same page with what we're expecting. Next I have listed is the state of the game, the state of the community, and what things are like right now. I know we kind of talked about most things, but you guys can kind of give your opinion on how. I know Cold Brew, you might have an interesting perspective because you kind of play on a completely different, continent server than we do. So you want to get us kicked off on like the state of things right now?
So the state of things, at least on my server, is it's one of the most packed European servers.
Oh, nice.
Because we jumped on it, like as Aftershock, and that gave a good amount of push. But right now, 1 month after release, I see lots of people, at least from my clan, quitting. They just get bored of the grind, and they see no reason to continue doing it. And it's gonna get worse as time passes, and they keep on just doing the same thing over and over again, especially because of no communication from the developers.
Yeah, Go ahead, Darth.
I would say the state of the game is depressing, because it's like everyone's complaining. There's not really much you can say to the people complaining, because it's like, yep, you're right, there's problems. We're not really getting a lot of communication. I don't really expect the update to change literally anything. And there's not really anything you can do about it. So, like, that's kind of like what most people... I don't think, like, the game's trash. I still don't believe the game's trash. I just think it's, like, depressing right now. Because there's definitely issues that, if resolved, would make the game, like, 50 times better. And I'm not really sure how much I believe they're going to get fixed.
Like ever or soon?
I think I'm going to go with ever.
Wow.
Yeah?
I talk with a lot of people who are spenders, at least from our side, and they're like, I'm not spending until I see something good, something positive from the company.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably kind of slowing down and taking a wait and see approach. But yeah, I kind of feel the same as Darth. You try to stay positive and you try to hold out hope. But yeah, things are kind of definitely trending downward and hitting a low point. What do you think, Veiled?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I guess like it's hard to say because like you all come from Raid in general, creating content.
Well, you
on
did
Raids.
too.
Like I imagine
You did too.
Yeah, well, I never created content on Raid is the only thing.
Ah, I see.
Like I'm coming from a different game perspective because like Raid's update schedule is atrocious. Like I would say it's like
Really? I would push back on that. Like atrocious to what standard? Like what game cranks out content faster than Raid?
Yeah, but it's quantity over
Ace.
quality. Like there is no updates. It's
I would say
literally, like,
Ace
one
does
year
way
ago.
better updates than Raid by far. Like heck, the game's been out for 6 months and the game has RTA, a forge system, the same great haul that you all have. Way more, well, not quite as many champions that come out. So that's the only thing that Raid has. But
yeah, but Ace has 14 champions. Like, of course they can crank out.
well, are you saying that the champions are the same quality of an update that RTA is? I don't think so.
No, of course not.
No, of
like,
course not.
That's
yeah.
kind of like what I would say.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not saying, I don't even think Ace is particularly great either.
How much did Ace pay you to come on here?
That's
today and
right.
Show for Ace. Val?
Well, I'm saying like just
God
comparing
damn it! I knew this was a hashtag ad.
No, I'm not going back to the game. The game, if you look on Google Trends, the game's like no people playing the game. No one's searching the game. It's so dead. But it's just like I'm used to like having weekly updates to cover, and I would say that Ace or Raid and this game don't really have that, and so the only content in the game really is just the same old content like to cover, and that's just it. Like there's like literally the exact same thing. Like okay, here's this new spot. Which everyone hates you for, but it's all good. Or here's this, top 10
People are gonna
tips
hate you no matter what, bro.
Yeah.
Like the top 5 comments I get on this channel are uninstall the game or you should quit or
Yeah.
this is a dead game or why are you
Yeah.
supporting this garbage? I mean, you would think it's like I'm fucking out here shilling for North Korea or some
Or
shit. Like,
NFTs or something.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
ridiculous.
Oh,
I guess like
Go
it's
ahead.
similar, just like there isn't really a whole lot of excitement. Like there are people. I don't think the game is dead by any means. Like I think the game will be fine for a very long time, personally. But there's not really too much to go in and get excited about. On Darth's point, it's like you don't
It's
log
all
in. And you're
about
like,
this update, bro. It's the problem. Like they've put so much pressure on their shoulders by being absolutely silent. Which, to be fair, I get the position they're in. Like, what are you going to say to this screaming mob right now? Like, there's literally nothing they can say. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
they say. You know, they could remove all monetization. They're still gonna get screamed at. Like, no matter
Give
what. So
50 legendary crests to start with, just to
just
shut up the
to
crowd.
dampen. dampen
No,
the
yeah.
hate.
There
You
is.
can give out 50 legendary crests, they ain't gonna matter. These videos are gonna. The next video will be Blizzard tries to purchase goodwill from the audience.
Yeah, no, there is no changing the sentiment. Like so the unfortunate thing is it's literally worthless. It's actually bad for them to talk, which sucks for us because we want clarity, but they're decentivized from doing that because they're just gonna get trashed on even more. They're just pouring gasoline on the fire because literally anything they say, anything, is just gonna be flooded with lol, tone deaf response from Blizzard, and then all these YouTubers are gonna make all these clickbait videos talking about how Blizzard didn't address what needs to be addressed. So,
Well, if they make the game good, it's like, do you think they're gonna get the same response from you? Do you think all the YouTubers are suddenly gonna make videos about how good Diablo is, and people are like, no, Diablo Immortal turned it around? Like, they're not gonna make. No one's gonna give a fuck. They could turn the game into exactly what everyone wanted it to be, and then everyone's still not gonna talk about it anymore. Like, it's on to the next topic. So there's no way that all they have to do is wait out this shitstorm and then pump out like a measly little update for the people that are still playing. And that's probably what's gonna happen. Like, I hate to say it, but it's like, if this update isn't a fat fucking update, then it's like, I know it's only been 30 days, and people are gonna be like, this game's only been out a month. It's like, yeah, for a mobile game standard, that's forever. Because basically people are at that in-game already. Like, you have to understand, these games are basically miniature games. Like, you get to in-game within, like, either X amount of dollars or X amount of days, not like months, years. Like, you get to in-game in these mobile games pretty quickly. So the update cycle has to be pretty fast in order to keep them fresh. And the battle pass is going to tell us a lot, because I think in the, what is it, 3 days, 6 hours or something like that when the battle pass ends?
Yep.
We get the new one. We're going to find out exactly what a season really means to them. And I think that's going to tell a lot for me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the new boss for Heliquary came up and there wasn't any patch or something. I thought we would have a patch for that boss, but it was just in the files, I guess, and boop, it just popped up.
I feel like that's their game plan is, they already have all the content in the game. It's just a waiting game. Like, really, that's what it is. Like, they have Hell 4, they have Hell 5, they have more. I mean, it's more of the same to some degree, or to most of the degree, but it just reaffirms they're like, oh, this is for a casual player. It's like, people like us, we're never gonna get an update that we want. It's not gonna happen.
I think we're the joke. Like, isn't it basically the joke's on us? Like, we're sitting here trying to make this game something it's not. Like, we should not be on our characters like 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day.
Nah.
It's a waste of our. Like, the answer is, you're not supposed to chase it. Like, you're supposed to play fucking casual, not give a fuck about Immortal, not give a fuck about being the top whatever. You're supposed to log on, play exactly what you want for the day, maybe get a legendary, try a new class, and then quit after, like, you know, however long.
Well,
like, that's basically what the game is.
Well, the Clash it's a Diablo IP. If it was just Shadow Immortal and it had nothing to do with Diablo, it would have been received a lot more positively. It's the Diablo IP. The Diablo IP is all about the dungeon crawling and the loot grinding and grinding insane amounts for that gamble that you're gonna drop something insane. So it's the fact that it's under the Diablo umbrella that is, and then it's so far attacked, because Diablo 2, Diablo 3, they aren't designed to be like log in and play for 30 minutes and you're done. So that's the clash.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, it's the exact same thing that people had a problem with, like Gold, Silver, Prime. It's like, it's just a name. What is it actually, you know? This is not a Diablo game in terms of like the traditional sense.
Yeah, it's not. It's something completely different. It's a casual. I mean, right now anyway. But I would like to get. I would like to expand on you guys, because what I'm getting from Darth and Veiled, and you're both in the same clan, and you're and both kind of from the same perspective. But I think Veiled is a lot more positive for the long term. So I wonder what's causing the difference in opinion there. If you guys could expand on that maybe a little bit.
I feel like I have literally the exact same opinion as Veiled.
Oh, really? Because Veiled was like, it's kind of like, no, I mean, it's going to be super popular for long term and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the game's not going to die. I think my points about it, what we need in terms of update in order to keep the positivity and health of the game, can be separate and, you know, at the same time as the game can still be like a game that's going to be there. Like, because it is the Diablo IP, I think that there's always going to be players, but that doesn't mean that updates don't need to happen. I think they're like separate points.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, well, I think this is mainly just like, I mean, I'll say this again for every time I get asked about it, like in the comments section, but whatever update comes out, it's never gonna be for us. Like that's I feel like a lot of people, at least the community that I've talked to, are like, oh, I want this, and it's like, you're not even the target audience. You're never gonna get something that you want. Like, that's just the reality, and I've accepted that, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make videos about like the game and just enjoy it for what it is, like as much as I can, and then complain when I'm grinding at 10% experience, as everyone should. But you know, it's just, I'm never gonna get an update that I want. It's just not gonna happen, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Diablo 4 is probably going to be the thing that's supposed to scratch the itch of, you know, the people that want to play 16 hours a day, and this is going to scratch the itch for the people that want like a more casual mobile experience that doesn't really like take over your life.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, I think that if you're playing casually, the game's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're trying to play the way that they've designed the game to play, the game is significantly better than the people who are doing what we do, which is turning it into like a fucking lifestyle. Like, it's the game. It's like, if anyone that did that to like Candy Crush or any of these other fucking games, like, it would be like, guys, come on. Like, obviously this game is not, like, this is a side game. Like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to log on, have some fun, buy some dopamine, run some dungeons. Like, you're not supposed to grind this shit like 55 hours, you know, a week or whatever. And, you know, I think in that regard, like, if I balance it based upon what it wants it to be, like, I think it nailed it. Like, if you give it, weigh it by its own weight, but it's just, you know, like Brad said, because it has the Diablo IP, like, it's always going to want to be something. Like, you could name it a Metroid game and then turn it into a racing game, and, like, people are going to be like, this is the worst game of all time because you named it Metroid. Like, they're going to expect Metroidvania. It's like the same thing with this, and it's, Diablo's a hardcore audience, and this game is designed for the actual opposite.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people are just, I'm gonna use the term like bashing their head against the wall. It's like they want something else, but like on the same note, it's like they're holding Blizzard to the standard of like what they interpreted the game would be. Like, people were like, oh, the game will have an energy system. Let's be real, the game basically has an energy system.
Yeah, that's what I said in one of my videos. We were told we wouldn't get an energy system, and then we got an energy system because, like, when you play Raid, you spend your energy, you cap out, and you gotta wait for your cap to reset. In this game, you play for an hour, you hit your caps, and you gotta wait for your caps to reset. So they kind of lied about that. There is an energy system.
Yeah, in essence, I would say that the idea of the energy system is the same. The technical interpretation is no, we don't have an energy system, and that's just like what Blizzard, that's what any company would do to like protect their, you know.
Yeah. You're always gonna
hides.
Yeah, word things as positive as you can.
But I think that's what's funny is people like, they're like, no, I'm gonna play it as hard as I possibly can and then complain. Hey, you didn't say we had an energy system, but here I am being capped. It's like, well, we said we didn't have an energy system, we don't. But the game's not meant for that. Like you should have known that. Like, you know, it's like people are trying to turn it in always into what they want it to be based on what Blizzard had said on their own interpretation. So it's nothing you can really do about that.
But the disappointing thing is, I think you can do both. I think you can, like, have the game be excellent for casual players and the grinders, you know, the max roll, aftershock people. I think you can make both people happy. Not perfect, but like, you can give the casual players like 300% XP. Like, if you're behind server Paragon or whatever, you catch up ridiculously fast. You don't but why do you have to also cap people that are grinding? I think you can do both.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
I guess, why can't we dream bigger? Like, why can't we do both? Why do we have to just settle for trash?
Because the whales, as we've seen, are not going to grind all the time, and if you make their power reduced compared to the people who are grinding, they're going to be like, why the fuck did I spend money? And they're going to make less money. I think that's quite literally the reason.
Well, let's do a thought experiment for a second, and let's just say we had 100% experience this entire time. What Paragon would we be at? I'm gonna say like 200s.
I mean, I probably would have been playing more. I'll tell you this much: like, I don't want to play beyond 4 hours a day. Like,
well,
I'd rather go ride my motorcycle, go out on the skateboard, like do literally anything else to get outside, than sit here for another 8 hours, knowing that I'm getting like half as much. I mean, fuck, if I go to 10%, 20%, like, I could log on my wizard, play for 1 hour, and I'll get the exact reward that I would have got for 40 hours on my main.
Yeah. And that's exactly right. It's like, but we would be Paragon, let's just say 250. In another month, we would be done with the game. We would be, you know, Paragon 600, the game would be over.
That's why like, when I was talking to some of the guys, I was saying the game should have had seasons, and the only thing that carries over should have been your legendary gems. It should have been something that you add to your character and you work on it regardless of the season. And your level resets, you can choose a different class every month or so. Your Paragon will just have no caps, and you'll just grind as much as you want. If you want to get it to 600 in a month, you can do that. And I think that would have been a much better game than not having seasons.
Seasons would be great to do something around seasons. Like, at least have a class change at the end of the season or something. Like, so it's like, oh, the season's over now. Okay, you know, I made Immortal, didn't make Immortal or whatever during the season. Let me go try the Wizard or whatever. But you keep the cosmetics you got if you were Immortal for that one class, and you can change every season to a different class or something. That would have been great,
yeah. Seasons would be tough.
That would be super fun.
Seasons are really, really hard to pull off in like a pay-to-win model. Like Diablo 3, there's no pay-to-win. like Colby said, you'd have to transfer gems or transfer resonance.
Yeah.
It can be hard.
Yeah, so gems would have allowed you, let's say, to farm a higher difficulty quicker, and then the difficulties should have had also more XP, not like it is right now. It should have been like Diablo 3, where you get more XP if you go up in Torment. So if you are like a whale who has, you know, 2,000 resonance on level 1 because you have all those legendary gems, then you would be able to go to Hell 2 immediately from level 1 and just get to 60 in 2 hours instead of, you know, 10.
Well, let's just say that that's real. I feel like they have no audience if that's the case. Like, so like the grinders that want to play the game and have a competitive edge, well, now they're going to be fighting against people who have accrued wealth over the course of a game. So a new season reset, they're even further behind than they were before, right? And then the casual players have no drive to play because they can't progress a character, but they can't actually play the game before the reset basically happens. It's like, I don't feel like they have an audience in that case. It's the only problem. Even though I think it would be so fun.
They would be able to grind the gems, is what I'm saying. They would see, okay, I'm gonna get this gem leveled up. I'm gonna be ready for next month. When that happens, you know, that would be my idea. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I remain like optimistic that they'll do some changes, especially with the Asia market opening up on the 7th, like on the same
Is
day. I
that
think,
good to go? I heard there was like a bunch
patch.
of snags on that.
I think that's China only, but the other countries in Asia, I think those are just delayed to the 7th. But I'm not 100% sure. It's only third-party sites that I found any news on.
Yeah, that poor person that on some social media app, I guess they said something controversial, and then now the game is like supposedly delayed or something. I didn't hear the full story, but
Yeah, supposedly that part of it's fake news, but
oh really?
well, like he did say something, but it was forever ago, and that's not the reason. Blah 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 blah. But with this China stuff, you never know.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's always impossible to know what the real answer is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I do think the Asian market is a huge portion. I feel like there's it's kind of sad.
100%.
Like we won't ever play
100%.
with those players. Like the huge influx of players are going to be entirely separate servers, so it's sad from that point of view. But I do think like the game's health, like in terms of a community around the game, will be way increased. And these are people that know what they're getting into.
Yeah, both in spending and time investment, they go crazy. But
yeah, like I mean, it's just awkward because like I feel like you keep saying this, or we keep hearing this, like, oh, it's just the worst mobile game of ever, like with terms of cost and grind. It's like I don't know if anyone's like played Black Desert Online or if they've played like
Raid.
Asian
Raid.
MMORPGs, like just MMORPGs in general. It's like those games cost you tens of thousands of dollars to get an advantage, as well as grinding 18 hours a day.
those
I used to play 'em.
power building games, those that you know, you saw those news articles with people spending literally millions on it.
Yeah.
Like a guy spent 3 million or something. Rise of Kingdoms or whatever it's called. So it's not like there's no other games out there like that. It's just because it was associated with the Diablo name and not just something else that it had such a big of a discussion.
Well, the other thing is like, so this is something that I understand. Clash of Clans is an expensive game too, and there's content creators out there making percentage commissions off of having their code in the game, and like no one said shit about that for years. Everyone thought that's totally fine. Clash of Clans is definitely way more targeted towards kids, like, but no one gives a fuck, right? Why?
Yeah.
For literally years, and they're directly making commission off of it, like percentage profit. But that's
I actually did not know.
right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Clash Creator Code or whatever it's called.
Fortnite, same goddamn thing in Fortnite. You think that they're not stealing their parents' credit card to spend money in Fortnite, but that's fine, right? I mean, people have been...
Yeah, my 7-year-old nephew plays Fortnite, and he asks for V-Bucks from my brother.
Yeah, I feel like that. The
Yeah.
whole kid argument is a little silly in general, but
Roblox as well. That was my only.
Roblox.
That was my only pushback on like the morality thing. I mean, we literally see this in thousands and thousands of games. I don't know why. I guess
Grocery stores, the candy aisle, right when you're checking out, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's like people want to stand their goddamn high horse about the kids thing. It's like, look, I'll sit here and I'll debate about like ruining games for other gamers, and sure, you have some points and I'll agree with those. But like, you're gonna try to explain to me that it's like, oh, the kids. It's like, shut the fuck up. People haven't cared about kids since the scene on World of Warcraft. Like, people still don't fucking care about kids. You use it as a way to forward your argument, always.
Yep. I agree with that.
Look at your.
They try to
shoes
add
and
to the
tell me
narrative
you
that
care about
they
kids.
want to present.
I mean, how much Cold Brew and Chosen, you probably know, probably a good estimate. How much does it cost to max get a +4 CP in raid? How much do you think?
Well, if you start playing the game and like, let's say today you're like, oh, you know, I never tried Raid Shadow Legends and I've got a lot of money. I'm gonna try this game out and see what the hype's about. And you were like, Siphi's my favorite character. I want to have a maxed out Siphi. You literally can't do it. So that the money is endless because void shards max out. You like, and they sell 5 void shards for $100 in like the shop packs, but you can only buy a few of them and then you're done. You're literally done. So, but in terms of if you played the game for years and bought every single void shard you could possibly buy, you could literally spend $100,000 and still not get one maxed out Siphi, like one character. So yeah,
I know a guy who spent at least $30,000 and he doesn't have a Siphi.
well, and $30,000
He has-
is a baby on raid.
It might be more because I know he has about 30 or so champions +4. So it might be more. I don't know the number. I never asked for the number, but I know he has about 30 +4.
Jeez.
So
Yeah.
how much is that if you give a
300k, 400k.
no?
No.
I don't think so.
More?
But he
Well, it depends.
like there would be a void weekend, and he would say, "I bought the void packs,"
You
and
think
he would
it's
mean
more
every
or
single
less than
one.
300 or 400k.
Yeah.
Depends on how long they played, I guess, right?
Yeah, because yeah, like you'll get good
Yeah.
packs if you play consistently and stuff. So it just kind of depends.
But
'Cause I-
30 plus
just-
4s?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's got to be hundreds of
That's-
Well,
thousands
but
of
if you're-
dollars if I would
6 digits.
guess.
No, I mean if you're counting non-voids, like
Non-voids.
Yeah,
It's
'cause-
not- the void he has, he didn't have so many empowered, but the non-voids are much easier to get.
yeah, I could see it honestly.
duped.
It's probably it's probably like I don't
Press
know.
X to doubt.
Maybe I don't know.
The reason why I brought this up in general is because, like, I'd love to have a conversation with people about Diablo Immortal, but the problem I have is, like, you have so much, I mean, as with any media, but particularly with this game more so than others, it's like there's so much misinformation and just straight up lies. People make a statement and everyone wants to just believe it because they want to dump on the game. And so it's like you can't have a conversation because you're always fighting from a position of like you're wrong or like you're just a bad person. It's a character argument every time. And so it's like there's no way to have a conversation with anyone. They're like,
Now
oh,
you
well, the game is the
understand
most
US
expensive.
politics
It's like,
for the last 10 years.
yeah, it's
Or
just-
300 years.
Who knew it would have happened to my video games now too?
People are
It's
becoming
just-
more divisive. Like, I think this is more of a generalized topic, like, from the internet's age point on. I feel like people are becoming more and more divisive. Like, it used to be, I remember when I was younger, like, before the internet was massively in everyone's face and everyone had their phone in their pocket. Like, if you had a disagreement with someone, like, you would talk about it or debate it with people later. Like, you would go ask your family or friends or whatever, be like, man, I gotta debate. And by the end of it, you would hear the reason why. But, like, now it's no matter what, if you disagree with someone, you go to someone to talk to somebody else about why that person's such an evil person. Instead of talking about the topic, it's talking about the person. So you go to another group to talk about the person. And it's like, that's the change I've noticed more than anything. It's like, it's no longer about the topic, it's about the person. And it's made everyone like less willing to talk to people. I don't know. It's like we've talked to more people more than we ever have before with the internet, but at the same time, we're also talking to less people. It's kind of depressing.
Well, it's just that's the effect social media has. I mean, I know it's kind of a different topic, but it does the same thing in dating. Like, it's never been easier to find somebody, but it makes it harder than ever to find somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like on the topic of community, it's like it's just hard to have a community when there's just it's just all character arguments and just wrong information.
Yeah, because I mean, right now, Diablo Immortal it's just such a hot topic. It's such a like Darth said, it's such a divisive topic that you literally can't even say anything. There is no conversation. It's just shut up. You're an evil person for talking.
It's stained the same way that Raid was stained through the bad marketing it had 3 years ago, and even now, the meme is still there with the Raid because of how that went during launch. So it's gonna be like that forever. I'm gonna say.
What mobile game?
Unless they do some really good updates.
Is there an example of a mobile game that like did it right? Like in the PC community, a lot of people point to like Path of Exile as like the game that did it right, as far as a good game that you know, you can pay money for stuff, the devs make their money. Is there an example of that in mobile, that like a game that's loved by gamers and makes good money?
RuneScape?
I mean, Clash of Clans is still going, and they have a good IP, and I don't see them going away, contrary to like other companies who make games.
It's the crazy
in my
part,
opinion, if
Supercell just gets away with it, like for whatever reason, because of the art and like the super friendly atmosphere. It's like, yeah, they're not the problem. They get to just get away with it. No one else. I mean, no one says shit about Supercell.
Yeah, and they
I
do lots
agree.
of stuff for their communities and the creators.
Maybe that's
All
why.
that.
Maybe that's why. Because I did a collab with Ash a long time ago, like a year ago, and he's been one of the top people in the Clash community for a long time, and he said there's just nothing like it. There's no developer out there. I mean, he's like, they like fly us out for events, and they make sure all the creators meet each other in person, and we meet the devs, and maybe that's why. Maybe if
it's just
Blizzard was
smart.
doing stuff like that.
It's knowing where your bread's buttered. Like, if you're gonna have the people that are out there literally promoting your dog shit or whatever, then you know, let's not go out of our way to harass them.
That's what I
Probably
mean,
would've
but I mean, it would cost Blizzard nothing to do that. Like, imagine if they did like a meetup, you know, with us and the Maxroll guys and a bunch of the other people in the community and have like a fun event. Like, it would cost them nothing. They wouldn't even notice the money missing. And things like that
I mean,
would...
to be fair, they did that. They sent out the Diablo Creators. I didn't get one. I'm lucky enough. I joined the program too late. They sent out the Diablo Creators giant boxes that had like a skateboard deck in it, controllers for the game, like a whole bunch of shit. Like all the big guys got that, so they did do that. And then they also like, you know,
All the guys who quit.
they talk with us. They do content creation talks where they talk to us. So I mean, they do have.
Are they still doing those?
Some of the shit they do. Huh?
Are they still doing those, or have they gone completely underground, Zero Dark 30?
No, they talk to us.
Oh, okay, well, that's good. That's at least promising.
It's just the public-facing information is basically non-existent.
I don't
Oh,
think
so what's available to be?
I don't think any mobile game has done it right. You use the definition of right as like no pay-to-win systems in a game or very like cosmetic only. I don't think any mobile game has really done that. Anyone that I know of.
Well, it's too tempting. It's like if you had a money printer, would you not press the button to print money? It's just the allure is too tempting to go that route. So you're expecting a unicorn out of a company. You're expecting them to pump millions into producing a good high budget game, and then not click the print money button. Like just have like insane morals and willingly make the choice to make less money.
But in games like Call of Duty, like I play Call of Duty Mobile. I've been playing that for about a year or more, and I've put several $100s into that game from buying skins. But like, it doesn't influence gameplay literally at all. I guess you can unlock some of the attachments earlier if you're like a shitbag and just like don't have it, but like that stuff doesn't matter.
But they got a couple $100s out of you instead of 12K like they did in Raid. Like, so that's the difference.
Diablo's only got $1,000 out of me, and once they've even got that, like Call of Duty, I make literally zero content on. And Diablo wouldn't have even got the grand out of me. Like, trust me, the money's not fun to spend.
Yeah, it really isn't. They did poor.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Would you be? Sorry. Would you be more interested in spending if there wasn't the Elder Rift mechanic. If it was just like shards, like Raid, where you get a big legendary pop up when you get a 5.
It wouldn't matter.
They're gonna be
Knowing
less
myself,
interested in spending.
To be honest, it probably would matter for me. I know myself. Like in Exos Hero, there's this game called Exos Heroes that had the best dopamine mechanic. Basically, when you opened up heroes, they would like have this cape effect, and I think it was the best like holds I've ever seen in any game. Okay, and because of that, it was so exciting that me and my girlfriend at the time would like just open it. I spent like basically $1,800 just sitting on our couch watching TV one time. We were just sitting there opening for like 6 hours straight, strictly because I fucking love the animation. I mean, I don't even give a shit about the cat. I wasn't recording any of it. I was sitting in my girlfriend's house like drinking whiskey, doing nothing. And like I know myself, I absolutely am the type of person, like some of my viewers, that would buy shit based upon dopamine. And I think if this game did a better job, like made it more exciting when I got the gems, yeah, it probably would have got more money out of me. At some point, I still would look at the numbers and be like, yeah, the fucking numbers don't make sense. But the thing is, the numbers don't make sense, and the experience of spending the money is actually trash. So it just does, it's discouraging either way. Like $1,000 on launch month of a game that's got me like more views than I was expecting, I would have spent more. I definitely would have spent more, but it's just not fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think the only games that really, I guess I should have caveated my point, but the only mobile games that I know of that do a good job that are not pay to win are like PC ports, like Wild Rift, Call of Duty, like PUBG, RuneScape. Like those are just PC ports.
Yeah,
into mobile.
but you're never gonna see I don't know. I don't think you're gonna see a game from a company like Blizzard ever, like a huge company like EA, Blizzard, that releases a game that isn't pay to win, unless it costs like $60 to buy it. It's not like Path of Exile where you've got a team. It started with a team of 10 people. Like you've got CEOs making millions of dollars and all this infrastructure that needs to be covered. Like you're just never gonna see it. You're not gonna see a Path of Exile type game come out from.
So what's the answer? How do we as the consumer fix this?
The kids, man.
No, the problem.
Kid.
The problem is there's lots of games on the App Store that aren't predatory, that aren't pay to win. But what happens is they're not good enough. You play it for 5 minutes, you get bored, and you're like, yeah, this isn't as good as the top games on the market. And the problem is those top games on the market, like me and you, we can't as a group, hey, let's come up with $100,000 and let's make a game better than Immortal. We can't do it. It costs millions and millions and millions just to get started. So when the like games have gotten so complex and so expensive to make to compete in the market that the only companies that can do it are the ones with these high-priced CEOs and insane infrastructure. And then when that company makes a game, they're gonna have to justify that investment. So that's the barrier to entry is what I'm trying to say. Like 20 years ago, you could take $75,000 and you could make a revolutionary game like Diablo 1. That's not happening anymore. Like those days are over. So the barrier to entry has gotten too high. The budget required is too high.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the people who are trying to fight back, like all the true gamers that want to fight against the pay-to-win system, they're just speaking a different language. They don't know how to argue in terms of like the company. If you want to tell a company, hey, this is a bad idea, you go tell them in money. Okay, tell them how they can make more money by not doing it. That's how you make an argument like that. You can't tell them, oh, you're doing something wrong for the kids. It's like that. Who cares? They don't care. What kind of argument is that?
Yep.
I'd be interested to see like on your point of like there's no big company. I would say Riot Games is a pretty gigantic company. I mean, it's been hosting one of the biggest viewed games in Twitch for several years now.
Yes, but how did that start? It started like Path of Exile. It started very small, no CEOs, no infrastructure, and it built. And that's what's going to have to happen.
What I was going to say is like they made Wild Rift a year ago as a big company, and it's not pay to win. You just buy skins in the game. I'd be interested to see how much money that game made. I have not checked. But that's a mobile game.
Like know too. I know one of the devs that made that game. He was like a fan of the thing way back when I was playing Raid, and that game's like actually good. I play a lot of Wild Rift. Got like hundreds.
Yeah, it's actually a good game.
Yeah, because like you know, it would be a dream of mine to actually develop something like Diablo Immortal and do it right and care about the community and the free-to-play players, but I don't have millions of dollars to make a game good enough that people will like the graphics and like how smooth it is and actually give it a chance. I just don't have the money. It's not even realistic.
So basically you think that these gaming companies have gotten big enough to the point of it's like movies where if they're not going to make a bang load of money, they're just not even going to make a game.
Yeah. I mean, and it like the barrier to entry is just too high to get innovation in the market, because if you can't compete graphically and asset wise, people are not going to play your game. They're going to be like, screw this, Diablo Immortal is 100 times better. So, because I mean, go look on the App Store right now. There's lots of good, like, you know, smaller level games that aren't predatory, and people don't play them. That's just because they're not as good, and those people don't have the money to put into it.
That, like on the Diablo Immortal subreddit, there's videos right now of like another game that looks a lot like Diablo Immortal back in the day. It's like, look, this game's a reskin of this. It's like, really? It looks like trash to me. It's like the game does look like they took like the game engine of stuff, but then you look at it and it's like, wow, that looks just way fucking worse.
Yep.
Same thing as always. It's like, why fix something that's not broken? They're winning. They're good. They're gonna keep doing it. Just not gonna happen.
I think everyone's argument is, well, if you stop playing the games, they'll just stop existing.
Well, voting with your wallet only works in a democracy where everybody's vote is equal, like, you know, politics. Like, you vote for president, I vote for president, and regardless of how much money we have, it's an equal vote. But that's not how it works in gaming. Like one whale is worth 10,000, you know, free-to-play players. So, like, voting with your wallet is fine, but when your vote is 0.000000001%, one person cancels out 10,000 of you. So
Darth and I got 2,300 votes between the two of us.
exactly. So, like, you guys are worth 2,300, you know, free-to-play players. Not everyone's vote is equal. So, I mean, that's great. Go ahead and do that. I'm not saying, you know, don't use whatever voice you can, but the impact just isn't going to be what people think it is.
That's like an all or nothing type of statement. Like, I'd be down to do that. To be honest, if we could literally get every single whale in the game, then yeah. But the idea that that's possible is very naive.
I remember back
I don't think
in Raid, I did a spending strike and asked everyone to stop spending. That month they had the highest revenue they've ever had.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, I did not know
It's
that.
like it's the amount I give a fuck. It's like the amount of power they think YouTubers have is first of all hilarious. Like,
The
they don't even
YouTubers
listen
think
to
they
me.
have. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no one does anything. We have zero power.
Well, I mean, what about somebody, you know, of like Asmongold's level? I mean,
Yeah, I mean when you get to senators start talking, yeah, you probably have made it.
yeah, I mean, I think they do have actual push or power to affect up the market of a game.
Perhaps. I don't know. I feel like maybe if you get an army of senators, I don't know. I just don't think one senator and one it's like I feel like he's still probably not at the point where he can make effective change on Blizzard. Like, I mean, have you seen Blizzard's like most recent, like I mean, they basically vetted themselves free of all blame. Like, how powerful do you have to be to do that? Like,
Bro, they're completely clear. They recognize that themselves did nothing wrong.
It's like,
Surprised you would doubt the validity of that statement.
yeah, they told everyone that, you know, we're good, man. I don't know what you're talking about. We checked.
that always cracked me up, like the internal investigations, like the NCAA does that in America with college athletics. It's like, you'll hear about a scandal, oh, an internal investigation, and we determined there is no wrongdoing or further punishment. It's like, oh, okay. I wish I could just investigate myself.
It's like the equivalent.
You need more
Mom,
money.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's always cracked me up. What, I guess I didn't even see, what are you talking about, Darth? Like, did Asmongold actually meet with like a senator, or was that clickbait?
He was trying to meet.
Cruz. And
So,
he, like, said he would talk to Asmongold. That's as far as
What happened was, it was on Ted Cruz's personal YouTube channel. that he responded to on his podcast. It was no real valid, like, legitimate government response. It was literally just a personal statement from his YouTube channel on a podcast.
Surprisingly, he actually knew what loot boxes were, though. I talked about it with some.
Yeah, you must have a team that explains him.
Well, I mean, these guys all
before
have
he-
these guys that all have kids that play games and stuff too. I'm sure, you know, but. Ted Cruz just said he'd be willing to have a conversation. Oh, I see.
That's it. There wasn't really anything within the statement. It was just, yeah. That seems like a problem. I'll talk.
I guess that'd be
there was nothing more like.
That'd be an interesting conversation real quick. Do you guys think we'll ever see like legislation? I guess we do it in some countries, but not in America. Like maybe max prices for offers or changes to some of these mechanics. Do you guys think that'll ever happen?
Yep.
There is max prices already. Like the $100 thing is the max price, isn't it?
Yes, that's a good point. I don't know that I've ever seen an offer for like $500.
I don't think the max prices are due to U.S. law as much as they're due to like App Store regulation, though.
Yeah. Well, there is like some countries have a higher base in terms of dollars. Like the Canadians will have 150, but the value is about there, $100 for the maximum value pack in the store. And it seems to be the case for all countries that have those kind of packs.
I
Well,
just
'cause-
don't see it legislation happen at least anytime soon.
Well, because
I
we
don't
did
think
see
in
it
my-
with something like online poker. It was getting insanely popular, and these websites were just printing money. And we did see legislation come down.
From my understanding of that, it was because the government couldn't tax and they wanted people to go to casinos so that they could make money.
Well, but casinos are illegal federally. Where I live in Nebraska, we can't have casinos.
That's a state legislation, though. No, like a.
Oh,
I'm
maybe.
pretty sure it's
Okay, maybe
state-based.
it is legal. I guess I'm not an expert in law or anything, but maybe it is legal federally and it's illegal at the state level. I guess maybe.
Yeah, well, I guess because they may have a situation where they may tax. They may. Here's what I think is more likely to happen from a federal level. They'll institute a tax on all mobile game purchases, and then the companies will get taxed. So they have
There it
to
is.
transfer a portion of their income to the federal government. Now that I think is very possible.
Well, then we'll just see PaytoWin get even worse because their revenue will go down.
Yeah. I think we'll be screwed if you do or you don't. Either way, I literally think that's what's gonna happen, if anything happens at all. Yeah, as Baba said, they'll pass the cost over to the consumer. It's exactly what I mean. That's just what people do, or the big companies, and they don't care.
The cost is always the consumer. It's just
Figure out a way to make poor people poorer and the rich people richer, and then everything will be, a law will be made around that.
yeah.
Whatever does that.
Yep, kinda. Well, we're getting close to being live for 2 hours. So right now, I just want to open it up real quick to the chat for some Q&A. If there's a couple things you want us to address quick before we wrap up, I like to at the end have a Q&A where you guys can drop your questions and we'll talk about it real quick before we end. So you guys can go ahead and throw it in the chat. We'll give it a couple minutes in case anybody has something they want to talk about.
Darth, are you gonna make a third character?
Yeah, probably once I finish the wizard.
We'll probably play every class at some eventually, you know, especially if we're gonna do this
Yeah.
game for a year or two.
I would
Another
definitely
thought
will.
I had was like if you could play an alt and the battle pass points you get on the alt, they would count separately for your main also, so that you could go back to your main and claim those. So that way you didn't feel left out in terms of leveling. That would be nice. That was another idea I had.
Yeah. They gotta. That's the best way to handle this. I would love for them to put some situation where your alts progress your whole overall account. Like you have an account level, and that whole level progresses as you level alts or something like that.
You're very nice, ZT. How many characters does each person currently have? I only have one. I've been just trying to get my main as pumped up as humanly possible, so I haven't messed around with an alt yet.
Yeah, same. My alt is like level 28.
How can companies make games like Elden Ring? Well, they can make games for $60 and sell them. That's still a model that works.
Yeah, that model I think is gonna fall by the wayside a little bit. It's just too
I think they're
hard.
pushing the cost to 70. That's like the recent talk. It's like they're gonna push the cost to 70, and that's how they can make up additional costs.
I still regret buying, what's it called? Cyberpunk. Still regret it. That was a huge waste of money.
I'd say like 90% of the time when I buy a game, I end up regretting it. Like
Yep.
Age of Empires 4 is probably the only game in the last Age of Empires 4 and Factorio and Valheim.
Ooh.
I played it. I played what, 5 hours of Age of Empires 4, but I don't regret it compared to Cyberpunk. It still gave me lots of, you know, I did the campaign a little bit. I did some PvP fights. It was still okay, and I still have it there. But Cyberpunk, I'm not even touching. I don't even bother downloading it again.
Yeah.
You said Factorio. The last game I bought was Planet Zoo, man. Freaking good game.
I have not even heard of that one.
It's like a zoo tycoon building game.
Oh, it's like Factorio, kinda?
Kind of, yeah.
you do
not
co-op?
exactly. It's like the same. No, I think there's a mod that you can, but
I have to have co-op in a game because it's not fun for me unless I can like hang out in Discord and play with friends and stuff.
Civ 6.
Yeah, Civ 6, great one.
We should get a Civ 6 game going. No joke.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I am totally down for having like an Aftershock giveaway and having like a Civ 6 big old map competition. I'm totally down for that. We can put up like a little prize pool and do that some night. Totally down.
I mean, we could do that, but like I feel bad dominating you guys.
It's okay. We'll put him on like Scotland, and he'll have to make golf courses everywhere.
Oh, do they have golf courses in Civ 6?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I wonder if my grocery stuff is looking fit. What do I do with my phone?
Someone's application.
Like your chat. Imagine if there are microtransactions in order to make food that make your pizza cost $200.
Well, there is microtransactions on pizza. You can add sausage for 50 cents. You can add Canadian bacon.
Would you like the cheese DLC?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you like the pan crust DLC? There is microtransactions on pizza.
Is there a loot pack where you can get lucky and get like a big pizza?
A meat loot box. Okay, you get pepperoni or sauce. You roll the dice.
Yeah. Randomizer, the pizza randomizer.
Yeah, that's so funny, actually. I could see this being a thing soon.
That's true. I never order pizza. I actually ordered pizza for the first time in like 3 years a week ago because I had a gift card.
Wow, talk about saving money for packs.
I only cook for myself and eat at home. Save money for Cress.
Yeah, 800% value pizza. There you go.
I can't do that. My fiance, she's gonna kick me out. Gonna be like, I'm not cooking today. Let's go eat. I have to listen.
Well, that's when you go cook cold brew.
I do cook, but it's different. Sometimes you want to go out and have to spend that money.
Oh, I get it.
Although we went to a place like, and I spent 60 euros on a dinner, and it felt like a total waste of money. The value was not there.
60 euros?
And, like I was like, I could have spent that money on.
That's 25
Diablo.
Cress cold brew.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to have an intervention with cold brew here.
Well, our client, you see what our client said yesterday? I was like, I haven't spent more than $25 on a meal. And then someone goes, yeah, I usually spend about $300 on sushi every week or so. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's 100 Cress, 125 or whatever.
Jeez, man.
I just ordered Instacart with all my like groceries for the week, and I got some of those oatmeal cookies in there, dude. Those oatmeal cookies are so fire.
What, the
Yeah.
ones with like the filling?
Yep. You already know.
Yep. Yep, I already know. Cool, well, that's going to kind of do it for us, unless you guys had something you want to talk about on the way out before we wrap up. But otherwise, we're close to the 2-hour mark and had a pretty fun chat here. You guys think of anything we didn't touch on real quick?
I want to whale on a demon hunter. That's what I want to do. So bad.
Well, hey, class changes are coming. I wonder if we're going to see like the rebalance when they do that or anything, but... we do have a last question. My question is Diablo Immortal worth my time in some months to come? I mean, yeah, it's a big IP. Like Darth said earlier, it's not going to die. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, play it if you're having fun. Like don't make your decision based on anything other than that. Like, are you enjoying your time or not? And if you are, I mean, yeah, nothing wrong with playing it. It's not going to die. Every player base ebbs and flows.
Remember what I told you guys?
What's that?
What'd you say?
Diablo is a perfect game to pick up 2 months from now.
Yeah.
Because of the Paragon limit going up.
The
you're
massive
gonna come back,
boost.
the patch is gonna be in, everything, so.
I feel like if you're the type of player that most of these people are, like you got 5 minutes on lunch break of work or whatever, you want to play an MMO. This is the perfect, like, adult casual MMO experience. Right? Like it's as you can't get any better in any MMO in terms of like being able to be a part of the community and keep up. Like there's no other game, I don't think, in terms of MMORPG.
Yeah, Killer B. Yeah, no, you'd like it, I think. And make sure you play on a server we're on. We've got teams on West, East, Europe. And you just let me know. My DMs are open. Anybody that needs help getting on a server or starting.
Ooh, you hit that up. You can hear it. You can hit them up in the DM.
Yeah. I intentionally leave my DMs 100% open to the public, and I just deal with the spam because I want people to be able to contact me always, which is brutal sometimes, but
Generous God, but he allows it.
yeah, like what's the guy in 300?
Leonidas?
No, not Leonidas. The guy Leonidas fights.
Yeah,
Xerxes?
Yeah, Xerxes. When he's like trying to get him to Neo, and he's like, you know, I'm a merciful God as long as you worship me or something.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's a generous God.
Yeah, Xerxes. I need a revive, by the way, please. Okay, cool. Well, massive shout out to Cold Brew and Darth and Veiled for taking the time to hang out. We do these every Sunday. I was traveling last weekend, but we'll do these like, you know, most weekends, and then we'll get them up on the website.
First bidding. You say his name first.
What I do?
I was here first. I was here.
Cold Brew was here first. Cold Brew.
Torches and pitchforks.
Cold Brew loves me the most. So yeah, you'll be able to find all the episodes on DiabloPro.gg. We're constantly adding new things. We'll have the event timers up any time now. We're just kind of hitting hiccups with getting the time zones and stuff to function properly in the code. But yep, that'll do it for us. Love you guys, and I'll let you guys say goodbye as well, or shout out your channels.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, friends.
Give me more than that, Bill.
Good riddance.
Get
There you
the
go.
fuck out of here. Get out of here, everybody. What are you doing in here?
There it is. There it is. Alrighty, so that does it for this one, and the next episode will be uploaded next Monday as well, and we will be hosting this live on Sunday at 3 p.m. EST every Sunday to hang out and talk about everything going on. Massive shout out to the content creators that joined me for this one in Cold Brew, Darth Micro, and Veiled Shot. They are definitely worth checking out, as well as they put out a ton of really good content. So I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.